44 or 42 and then continue down a little bit. But so what am I doing? The reason I'm not concerned and the reason I don't care that I'm not giving you an exact price target right now.
And so that was a little snippet from I was like, okay, the price could go up to 42, it could go up and then go down. And then yesterday we drew these welcome back, by the way. Yeah, so yesterday I said we could pump up to 42, then we were going to head down potentially to right here because we didn't like that weekly close. I said it doesn't make sense for us to go down more unless we get a bad weekly close. We got a bad weekly close. I said, obviously this is the buying range because we bottomed out here last time. We perfectly hit the bottom last time. And now I'm like, okay, well, where are we going to go this time? Well, anything under here is a deal for me because I haven't bought under here, obviously, back when we were right here. Ended up buying some theta right here on leverage and wrote it up 15% today. So we made some money off of what we talked about yesterday. So what's going on with Bitcoin? What's going on with the price? And where's it going? So like I was just trying to say, last time we talked, I told you that we're most likely going to pump up. We pumped up. Then I said we were most likely going to go down. We went down. I gave you a range. We hit the range. Okay, so where are we at right now? Let's see. What exchange do we want to go on? Binance US. All right, so not a lot's changed for me. When you look at that buy area and when you look at the bullish area that I have, both of those are still in play, and I still have my no man's land. So I am bringing that chart up again and talk about it. But really, until we break above, I can just redraw it on here and explain it again. This is where I flip bullish when we get a daily close above here, especially because that sets a higher high in this cluster right here. Everything looks great if we're able to do that. It's still a lower low, but so if you want to even be conservative, you would potentially go to like right here on a candlestick close and right here on a wick. So these would be potentially, and you could even, if you want to diversify your risk, what you could do is enter into position safely at each level. And then obviously at this point, we bought at the bottom here. If you watched the video yesterday, you bought here. And so, I mean, does it go lower than 37? I don't think so. And so what am I doing right here? This is basically what I'm looking at. It's the same thing that we did yesterday. How do we make money? How do we make our money yesterday? Essentially, Bitcoin can bounce around here and we can trade it or whatever, but we don't really want to touch our long-term bags in here because it doesn't really matter what Bitcoin does. It's all smoke and mirrors in here. It's not bullish. It's still bearish down here, but there's not buying momentum, but there's buying momentum, so it's just going to bounce around in here if we hit anything around. Let's zoom in a little bit. If we hit anything around these levels of 49,300 to 39,700, it's just going to bounce around these levels. I don't really want to touch the price when it gets to there, but once we start to, if we potentially go below this level, I'm looking to be more aggressive, and I really think that $38,000 area, because what you have to understand is if we go over to the weekly chart, right now what's going on with the price action, I'm giving you a little update. What's going on right now is there's a lot of drawings right here. It's hard to see. All right, so this price action, this wick right here is the exact same wick as this. If we do go down lower, then that sets a lower low on the weekly time frame, and we technically still have a little bit of an uptrend, depending on how you look at it, because this low, if we bounced around anywhere in this area, would still be a lower low than what we have down here. So it's not like 100% invalidated. It just is not good. It doesn't look good. We want to constantly set higher highs, and right now it's literally break even. Now the good news and the bullish news is that if you go to the daily chart, This shows this daily candlestick close that we just had shows a massive amount of buying pressure. It basically shows, yeah, the price came down here, but look at all the buying pressure that bought this wick up. And then usually, just like what I said yesterday, like how I called that we were going to go to 42,000. I gave you guys a number. I said 44 to 42. We hit 42,000, like 700 something. So like right in between the range that I was talking about. We usually, if and yesterday I was bearish and we went down. Well, today I'm talking about some more bullish stuff and we're going down. Usually what we see is we see the price come down a little bit and then go back up. And although that's what we tend to see, and that's what I'm anticipating personally, is that maybe we come down a little bit more and then blast off and start testing this EMA ribbon eventually. You know, it's going to take some time to get up here. It's a little bit of a distance, but potentially test that EMA ribbon. That's what I'm looking at, but I'm not touching the price. What I am saying is that that's what I'm anticipating, but I want to give you both scenarios. Let's say we come down. I mean, if we come down to any of these levels, I'm not really touching the price until we break this level right here. Let's make it dotted. If we break this dotted line right here, then essentially I'm looking for the price to drop a little bit more because, like I said, it invalidates on the weekly time frame. Like, that's a big deal if we do come down. Yeah, on the daily, it's got touch points, but on the weekly time frame, that's a huge break in market structure. And so, I mean, you have this massive scam wick, but you don't have this on most charts. This is ridiculous. This is literally what you call a scam wick. It's a glitch in the automatic system, in the brokerage system. But if you exclude this line right here, breaking down lower is going to extremely mess up the weekly time frame, just like what we had with the weekly candlestick close. Like, we weren't really anticipating to come down to 39,000 until the weekly candlestick closed, and then we're like, okay, yeah, we're going to go down. Well, I don't anticipate us hitting something like 37 or 38 unless we break this low. This area has to hold. It's very important. If it doesn't, bad things are coming. And so I'm not really looking at like cost-based averaging in at these lower levels. I'd be looking at around the $38,000 level as my next, and then, you know, like to 37. If we start going below there, things will get interesting. I'll make another video and we'll reevaluate the situation. But that's your update. That's what I'm looking at. That's a simplistic view of no matter what happens on the charts, that's what you do.